So what's up guys, Seiishizo here, new video. First of all, I would like to thank you for watching my videos of lately. I asked for you guys to subscribe to my channel in the last video of the Roblox high score, so helped out a lot. I saw the amount of subscribers like increase like smooth sailing, smooth sailing. So I want to keep that up. I want to try to make more content, get out at least like 2 to 3 videos every week. So with that, I'm also putting a goal up to hit 10k subs at the end of this year. I'm at 6k right now. I think it's highly possible, but I'm gonna need your help for this, guys. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment, that kind of stuff. And as everyone is like, oh, like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. But the reason to do that is because when you do that, you're actually supporting the YouTuber you're watching, because their videos get put out to the homepages of other people's YouTube as their suggested videos. I can't even English. And therefore there's more people watching my stuff. Good for me, because then I get more motivated to make more stuff for you, more guides, more in-depth analysis, more whatever. Analysis is a weird word, doesn't matter. So yeah, for that reason, I hope you can help me out. I'll help you out with more guides, more stuff, more content, whatever. Apparently you like to watch it, eh? So that's good for me, makes me motivated, makes you get more content, so that helps out everyone. So yeah, then into the actual video. So a little side information about me if you're new to the channel. I've been rushing for, I think 3 to 4, no wait, I've been rushing for like about as long as I played that I could do my rushes. I think that's about 4 years plus right now, and I think I've been getting G3 for the last 3 to 4 years. Yeah, I think just the first half year I was not really getting that high, and then I think I got G3 for the last 3 to 4 years. I rush about like 90% of the weeks, and I get G3 about 95% of the times, maybe more. So I got Legend 4 times, so just some side information for the guys that are curious. I'm also on, I think, about 47 rush videos on my YouTube channel right now. So if you're checking for any content of like specific teams, I have a whole bunch of videos on like specific teams, also showcasing my runes and blah blah blah, for mainly AO, never for defense, because if I would showcase my defenses or how to hit my own defenses, which I actually did on stream once, which was not that productive, you're gonna get targeted a lot more. So I have to keep those things in mind, but hope you enjoy the video. Did you ever do something in your life and halfway doing it, you feel like, I forget something. I know it's super important right now, but I am forgetting something. What was it? That is what the problem was. I muted my microphone throughout the whole freaking 30 minutes, and therefore I had to record it again. So yeah, this video is about the concept of arena rushing. Not necessarily a rush video, not like how to counter X with Y. It's why should you rush, how should you rush, some tips to help you. I'm trying to keep it shorter. Last time I recorded was 30 minutes. Let's see if I can do it in less time. My videos always tend to get so long, and then everyone's, your videos are so long. It's like, yeah, but I'm talking too much, and it's like, I wasted another 30 seconds doing this, and that's what mostly happens with my videos. Content? Not sure. Useless talk. Okay, let's get into the actual notes. I wrote some notes. So why should you rush? I think everyone should rush. Not because of the new implemented league system, because man, this thing is a joke. It probably gets more people interested in rushing, but it's gonna give you half an extra mystical scroll per week, or like a few extra things. This is barely the reason why you should rush. The reason why you should rush at the first place is because your glory towers are maxed, and that's why you should be rushing. Because when you're rushing, you're using your crystals to refresh wings, you get more glory points, you get more glory towers, or you get them faster. But you're not actually wasting your crystals, because you're getting crystals back. So someone asked me the other day on stream, like, do I have to get good runes, good units, blah blah blah, to actually start rushing? No, not at all. Like, the moment you're, let's say, Challenger 3, and you do 2 refills to get Fighter 3, you spend 60 to gain 70. You net gain plus 10. You might actually enjoy the content over time. You get some more gameplay within the game. and you're boosting your glory towers, which are always super good. This is a picture that I didn't make, but someone made, and this is how the glory tower looks like if it was the 7th room. You're only gonna need that 7th room, and that works everywhere. You're gonna need it everywhere. Even like some people are asking me, it's like, oh, but I have everything maxed, but I got like 5 on the light tower, and I got like 5 on the dark tower. I don't use too many dark monsters, don't use too many light monsters, blah blah blah. You have a friend, you have a Lauren, you're probably gonna need that stuff. It's like, yeah, but how much does it actually increase? I tested it the other day. Friend's heal went up for like around 300 AoE by boosting the tower from 5 to 10. So I added in like 10 extra % attack, and the heal of skill 3 went from 6200, so 6.2k, to 6.5k. Is that a lot? No, not really. Are you gonna need that in RTA? Yes, you do. Are you gonna need that in Guild Battle? Yes, you do. So work with the minimal upgrades to get the maximum results. Sounds like a good quote. So I think everyone should rush. So then, few tips of how to rush. First of all, what's really important? Decks. And Dex is something, before I was struggling with it because you only had 5 decks. Currently we have 10 decks. You're lucky. But still, some tips I want to give on. Only keep in the decks that you use a lot. The moment you don't use a deck a lot, remove it, throw it away. But also be smart with your decks. Let's say this deck. Let's say you make variations on decks, because that's like, at some point you're using more than 10 teams. Even the 10, you're gonna use more. But keeping the variations simple. Make a deck that is really changeable and simple changeable. Let's say I have a team that I change this Bernard for a Scoble. Doesn't make any sense. Just an example of a unit that's really far. Let's say a unit that's like halfway there. Clara. It makes a little bit more sense. Like, let's say I use it, I have a deck where I use Clara, or a setup where I use Clara. So if I want to switch, like I get into a fight, I see this, oh okay, I use that, okay, where's my Clara, where's my Clara, where's my Clara, where's my Clara? I wasted time, right? So what is better to do? Even if you use the Clara one only once, and the other one you use them 10 times, even then, it's probably better to edit your deck, get rid of the Clara, put in the Clara here, save it, yes, because I'm gonna show you the next thing. My Bernard is the very first unit on the list. So boom, easy switch. And this is just an example for a Bernard and a unit that's early on the list. But if a unit is early on the list, it's really easy to switch. If you're using, for example, let's say you're using a Tion and a Kona. Your Tion is all the way on the right and your Kona was one of your first units. Make the deck with the Tion, even if you're using the Kona more often, because it's easier to switch. Another thing, if a unit is really far on the right, place them in storage. You can use your Reason tab, because your Reason tab actually shows some units that you used earlier. But also if you put them on crate, this is a more easier findable box than scrolling all the way to the right, because I don't know why it's not double lined. It could easily be double lined. But using your Reason tab is also quite useful. The only issue with Reason tab is it switches around all the time, which is kind of annoying. Therefore, I mostly use the grade box, because it kind of stays similar until you add one unit and then everything starts switching. But you kind of get the idea. So just check what you feel like is working best for you. Probably for most people rushing, you're not gonna have 10 decks so soon. I currently do not even have 10 decks. The last one doesn't make any sense anymore. But it's also because I switch around some decks. Because, for example, I have this one, I switch to Ganymede, boom, easy switch. I'm not gonna implement the whole same team again, because there's like, how many Tiana variants do I use? I use about like 3 to 4. I'm not gonna put 10 Diana teams within like the decks, because that would fill out like 4 out of the 10 decks for a team that's pretty much just switching one unit. So if you just switch one unit, make that a deck that is like the most easy changeable. like with the simplest, like shortest time, because when you're rushing, you're in a time hurry. You want to get as much attacks as possible if you want to. So make use of that. Make use of that. So next topic, your AOs. And your AOs is something you gotta test out throughout the week, but also something you gotta remember what you did during rush. And remembering what you did during rush is difficult unless you record it, like I mostly do, not to upload it on YouTube or whatever, but to actually check back for yourself. Okay, which defenses did I hit? Which offenses did I use? Could I've used a more safer team? Could I've used a different team? Could I use any team because you didn't hit it? And it gives you some more time to think and process, like, okay, I saw this Tian Leng, it looks scary, but actually I can easily clear it by a Leo and then a fast Kona, or I can outspeed it with a Triton and then attack bar reset it and then easy clear it. And then, like, those are the things you got to think about, to what to hit where, talk with people, watch other rush videos. There's a whole bunch of videos on my channel. Foxy, for example, from NA makes a whole bunch of videos. There's a whole bunch of other people. Faint Solidar is making videos on Rush, and there's just a whole bunch of people making videos on Rush, and everyone has their own style, and like you can just check what fits your runes that you have, your monsters that you have, and try to implement those into your team, and therefore can be able to hit more defenses. The moment you can hit like more defenses, the better you're gonna do at Rush. The more defense you can speed clear, the better you're gonna do at Rush, like for sure. Then also I said speed clear. What about slow clearing? Is slow clearing bad? Like, let's say this is kind of my slow clearing deck. I didn't use it too much, but this could work against, do we have, yeah. It's gonna be wonky against this one, but let's say you have some more like safe-ish styles. Maybe if you switch this one with this will work, I say 95% of the time. 199 actually. Yeah, this will work 99% of the time. So is it bad to slow clear? And I actually say no, not at all. And the reason for that is, if you're rushing and you lose an AO, you're gonna lose a lot of time, points, and multiple wings. And the issue with losing is, like, let's say you're at 1900 points. You lose, you go minus 10. Well, if you lose to against someone that's way lower than you, you go minus 12, 13, 14, 15 even. But let's say, just for simplicity, minus 10. You go 1890. But if you would win against that guy, you would go 1910. That gap, both ways, is 20 points. So you lose one match and you lose 20 points. 10 for losing and 10, another 10 for not winning. Simple as that. So you should see it as 20 points lose every time you lose an AO. That also means, if you want to get back to the point where you actually would have won that match, you got to spend at least 3 wings, because you lost one, so you go minus 10. If you want to end up at the plus 10 again, you have to win 2 more. So that the 1 wing you wasted is gonna cost you 2 more wings, the wings of 2 more time, or like 2 more attacks. So you're pretty much working for 3 wings, what you've kind of done in 1 wing if you actually went for a safer AO. So in some cases it's better to bruise it than actually to speed clear. Let's say you're fighting a Triton, you're not necessarily sure if you outspeed it. It's near the end of the rush. Like, early in the rush you can experiment. End of the rush, don't experiment, don't take too many risks. Try to like keep on your rank, keep your rank safe, and don't go for too much risky stuff. Don't hit stuff you don't know you outspeed, don't know stuff you're not sure if you lose you can actually one-shot it or something like that. It's not bad to bruiser then. Also, if you cannot find anyone on your list, that's also an important factor. I recommend you never to refresh this. Never. For me, rush always is a way to increase your crystals, not to waste your crystals. Doing this will decrease your crystals, so I would never recommend to crystal refresh unless you're pushing to your first next best rank and you're pretty sure refreshing that right now will be getting that. Going for legend, yes, then I would recommend it if it's necessary, but not that many people are going for legend. Let's call it that way. So then on the next topic, defense, I always get a lot of questions like, oh, what should my defense be? What should my defense be? What kind of units do I have? What can I put on defense? Blah, blah, blah. You can test your own defense. Doesn't necessarily mean that if you cannot beat it, no one else can beat it, but also the other way around. If you can beat it really easy, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone can beat it. So keep a certain bias in your mind for that, but test your own defense and like try to see what works and doesn't work. Also, test your defense at the actual rush. Last week I tried the defense of Pisama, Triton, and Twins. It failed horribly. Halfway throughout the rush, I'm like, okay, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna try something else. I have something else ruined up. I'm just gonna try something else. And that's the best way to go for your defense. You just try. Something can work one week and not work the other week, and then you just gotta rework it, try again, see if it works. Check out what other people are using. See if you can mirror the runes, see if you can mirror the team, see if you have similar stuff, and therefore you can try stuff. If you want to craft your own defense, keep in mind the 5 following O's that are probably likely the ones that are going to be beating your team. And unfortunately, we still cannot see who hit us with what team. Would have liked to see it, but they made an obvious choice of not showing it, and I'm not sure what the obvious choice is, but they made it obvious because they never changed. So what are the 5 AOs you have to keep in mind when you craft a defense? Is 1, Lucian in every sort of way, and that's speed Lucian, double Lucian, triple Lucian, quadruple Lucian, slow Lucian, speed Lucian, Lucians with Leo, Lucians on will, fat Lucian, blah blah, every sort of Lucian. So Lucian is 1. 2 is Tiana Zyros with Pisama. That's still a really common AO, and it's probably still one of the best. So keep that one in mind. Number 3 is Shield Wheel Cleaves, and pretty much simply counted by any stripper. Number 4 is Leo, so you gotta have your speed booster, your stripper, whatever on will, and fast enough. And number 5, which people often forget, it should not be too easy to bruise. And especially that last one is something people often forget if they go like full in ham teams that counter everything and then try to CC stuff, and then it's actually super easy to bruiser, because there's actually a lot of people bruisering in rush. And that's not a bad thing, but it's something you have to keep in mind. So try to keep these things in mind when you craft your own defense, and just try stuff. So then on the last topic, actually one topic and one more small topic. How should you start your rush? And I recommend to start your rush at least on the rank you're trying to aim to get. So let's say an hour before the arena closes. If you're aiming G1, be at least G1. Maybe even G2. If you're aiming to be G3, try to be at least G3. Same for Conqueror ranks, any ranks. Try to be at least that rank already. Because if you're climbing from, let's say, Conqueror 1 to G3, and you need to get like 200 points, it's a lot more difficult, obviously, if you think about it, to stay even and just like get drained a bit, climb a bit, drain a bit, climb a bit, drain a bit, climb a bit, then have to climb 200 points. Like, of course, there's people that are weaker, like are hitting your defense. But the issue is, let's say you have a defense that counters all 4 of the first that I mentioned, but not bruisers. And these C1, C2 players are actually bruising your defense and they're winning against you, while they were still on your list from like way back. But currently you're 1900 points and they got you in your list, or they got you in your list when they were 1700 points. They're gonna drain you for 15 points each. And then you see a relative weaker defense because they're lower in the rank. You revenge them, you get +5, and they drain you another -15. So you net you net -25 because you started off low and just one guy hit you and you actually revenged him. So also a next topic to talk about, revenging, but first on this topic, start as high as possible. Another trick, and There's no necessary proof that it works. I just feel like it works that way. I told it to people and they felt it also worked that way. So I'm pretty sure it works that way. Research in a nutshell, not really. But if you do not do your wings, you are less likely to be found on the attack list of other people. And I'm pretty sure it works that way, simply because I had rushes. I couldn't play the last hour, so I couldn't play the actual rush hour. So just before rush hour, I climbed up all the way to G3, and then during the rush, I got smacked back all the way to C3. Easily possible. Even if you have good defenses, people are gonna hit you, people are gonna kill you. There's not a single defense that's super unkillable. There's always some way to clear it. And with that in mind, you feel like you're just getting hit a lot and your defense is not gonna carry you throughout that. I also had rushes where I couldn't play the whole Sunday. So I played Sunday morning. I did all my wings. I ended up somewhere G3, like high G3, like rank 2, rank 3 something. And then I didn't play all Sunday. I logged in next day and I was G2. So that's a huge difference between like getting smacked out of the top 300 and being somewhere like top 1000, or being the top 100 while you actually didn't play. So I'm pretty sure it's less likely for you to be found on the attack list of other people if you're not using your wings. And I think it includes rifles as well, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I think it includes rifles as well. So I'm not necessarily saying to everyone it's like, hey, you should just rush Sunday morning and then don't play at all, because if everyone starts doing that, then it doesn't work. But I recommend you to do all your wings Sunday morning, and then just don't do your wings anymore, and then at rush start using your wings again. So another way to look at it, for example, is let's say you cannot do all of your wings on the Sunday morning, because also if you just hit Sunday morning, like I'm talking like 8 to like 11 in the morning, and then don't hit anything all day, you're gonna waste a whole bunch of wings. And what I just said before is like, hey, you want to boost your glory tower, so you should never waste wings. So always do your wings first day in the morning, do wings last day in the evening, do wings. So for that sense, it's not that smart to actually wait out the whole day. What you can do, however, it takes 5 hours to refresh from 0 to 10 wings. Calculate those back to from 9 minus 5, 4 p.m. At 4 p.m. you do all of your wings. By 9 p.m. you have all of your wings again. You can start rushing. So that's actually a better way to do it if you're still working towards your glory towers, to plan your rush. Plan your rush. That's a nice way to say it. Then the other topic I was talking about earlier is revenging. Revenging, I think you should actually never revenge. And the reason for that is currently we cannot hit anyone that hit us before unsuccessfully. So when you see a defense success, you cannot hit them anymore. So for that reason, the only people you can hit on your revenge list are people that killed you before. So unless you change your defense, which is an option, everyone on your defense list killed you before, and they can do it again and again and again and again. Even if it's like the easiest slime defense that you can find, if you hit them, they will hit you back. You can say, but I hit them faster than they hit you. Yes, but you're still like going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's really not that progressive for like either one of you, because you're just pulling each other down. And then there's a third player coming in also pulling you down, and you start also revenging with him, and you just pull each other down. So it's better to always just hit your normal list. So let's say you cannot hit anyone. Like let's say half of your list are friends, guildies, and the other half you cannot hit. Sure, then you can go for a revenge, but know that probably they will hit you back. Also at that point you can check, is like, hey, maybe some of the defense that I cannot really hit, can I slow clear one of them, just bruise at them, and then make sense of that? Because like I said, I recommend you to never hit the crystal refresh button, because it's wasting more crystals than you're gaining from the actual rush. So yeah, that's about it for the main tips that I have for Arena Rush. Maybe you have some other tips. Feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And if there's a real good one, I'll highlight it. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And if you made it through the end of the video, I would really appreciate it if you liked it, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Aiming for the 10K subscriptions, as I said at the start of the video. So hope that will work out this week, or this year week. That's kind of fanatic to go for it within a week, huh? Let's not do that. A year is good. It's fine. I kept it within the 30 minutes. Kind of rattling on already again. So hope you enjoyed the content, and peace out.